And it's good. If you just pick up that other pad so I don't have to worry about it just yet. Okay. And she's not terribly interested in me right now, but I just want to make sure. And that's one of the things is when I drop that pad, I intentionally drop it where it's going to make a little noise because I want to know if she's going to jump away from me. And yet, obviously, she's very concerned about her friends. And I'm going to just bring her around so that she's facing her friends.
Yep.
And I'll just offer it to her again. And she touched it. And just put it near her leg. And I can even just take it and just touch it next to her foot so that she feels it a little.
Yeah.
So I can see I've had interesting horses where even that's been interesting. So, you know, you always have to err on the side of safety and just check to see how the horse is going to be.
Just baby steps. Yeah.
Yeah, right. I'm just going to pick up her foot and just slide the pad. And if she stands on it, even a corner, it doesn't matter. And I'm just going to let her walk off just like that. So I don't want her to feel pressured to have to be on the pad.
It's like she's obedient, but that whole shoulder, like I would have to get under her forearm and kind of support her until she relaxes sometimes to get her to relax.
And if she sets the toe, that's totally fine.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
And there's a lot of breathing going on.
Yeah, that's great.
So that night I went home after seeing this horse, and his name was Dante. And I was talking to Dr. Joyce Harmon on the telephone.
Like, let me see what this is.
Yeah, I'm going to switch to the other front foot. She's testing it out, and she's not able to stay, which is totally fine.
There you go.
But that's quite different on this foot. And there she does, I call this checking in. So she suddenly starts to look to me because I've offered her comfort.
Yeah.
I think that might even be oxytocin, you know, the bonding brain chemical. When they do that, there we go, when they connect in. And that's nice. And so now we've gone into parasympathetic, the neck, and she's into grazing mode and everything's settling. I'm just going to position that pad. She holds that leg up quite a bit. So I'll just guide it to the pad like that. So I don't try to make her stand on it, but I don't hold her leg up either. Other horses, you know, they'll want to be there for an hour. So I've just got to guide this pad, and you notice that she pulled the leg back. So I just kicked it back to where I think her foot's going to land. I'm not quite sure, so I'll just reposition it. And you can see how tight she gets in the shoulder there. So I just want to figure out where that foot's going to land and scoot the pad to where it's coming down.
This one?
This one? It's interesting how she toe taps. You see that?
Yeah.
It's like she doesn't know how to heel load through the foot. There we go.
She's had a lameness on that right front.
Oh, interesting.
We thought it was Lyme's disease, but I'm not sure exactly what it was.
Well, and I see a lot of horses that they tap that toe like that, and it's like they're not sure how to load through the heel.
Right.
You know,
She's
when
so used to putting her toe down. Yeah.
Yeah. When we saw bugs on the pods, you know, you could really see that heel load, toe load. See, this one is very clear to her. And it comes right down, but the right front is not so clear to her. Some interesting breathing there. I have to be careful that I don't move too much because she tries to follow me.
Yeah, she does.
Yep. But and so all I'm going to do, and this is not unusual, you know, when I present the pad, they ignore me. I'm just going to start with the front foot. And I just use my foot to put it in place. And if she walks off, just let her.
Okay.
Whichever way she chooses to go is fine.
Doesn't really want to leave.
I know, but just ask her to walk.
And walk. Good.
Oh, no.
Because it's going to show up better when I get to the lighter colored pads.
Do you want me facing the camera direction?
You're fine, because we'll just get it from many angles, right?
Okay.
So now you notice this time she's actually interested in the pad.
Yeah, she did. She's like, what was that?
It. So I'll repeat the same foot, and I just drop the pad on the ground so that I want to know if they're worried about it, if they start a little. I want to know that before I'm
just
underneath the horse.
Just a little test, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, that's a good
so
idea.
So I'm sort of casual, and then I lift the leg, and I use my foot to position the pad, and I have to guess where it is, and that's fine. Oh, she's just rubbing her face. There we go. And it's okay if she doesn't stand on it, right? Right now what she's doing is just resting her shoulder, right? So we have to start right at the ground level, right at the foot, and give them an awareness. And it's okay if she rests her leg. She's actually slid the pad back, right? She's kind of exploring there. There we go.
This?
What do you want? You want to be worried or you want to feel comfort?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
She likes comfort. She will choose it.
So we're going to conflict the nervous system with
Just
this
let
choice.
her go, or...
Yeah, because I can't hold her
Okay.
and you can't hold her, right? She gets very itchy.
Whoa.
It's okay.
Easy girl.
So she's really different once you're on.
Well, it's like, you know, like you got her in that space and then she lost. And when she's in her other state of we're bonded, she does care greatly about.
Yep.
And
But what we have to help her do is be able to choose to be in that state of relax.
good.
Yep. And just notice what she's like there as she walked off. And it's, you know, she hasn't left, right? So she could leave because neither one of us are stopping her. Just going to see if I can guide the foot to the pad. Like that. Now, it doesn't matter that it's just her toe.
And so you might even repeat it.
So the horses really dictate the process. I had one horse where he wouldn't stand on it for more than a few seconds and brought him back later, and then he stood on all four and was totally chilled out. So he just needed time to experience, but it just seemed to me like she
Try
was like,
something
okay,
different.
I can stand on this pad, but I thought I wanted to give her a little more softness and comfort.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Easy.
okay.
Good
A lot of
girl.
little eye blinks.
Yeah, she definitely starts blinking when she starts
Yeah.
opening
And
her
she's
heart.
really not sure how to pick up this foot, and I'm going to be as quick as I can. There we go.
What is that?
It's all right, let her walk. Gives me her left hind. Had to rebalance a little on the right front. I'm just going to slide it into position. Again, she's just resting her toe.
Okay.
And then I'll just suggest, that's okay, she'll tell us. And again, I just always offer the pad to the horse. She's not, you know, checking it out, but that's fine. I just kick it into place with my foot. So this one with more give, she's going to have to figure out how to stand on the one foot, right, while I pick up the other one. Do you care? To see if we can't just invite a little more springiness on that diagonal.
Can they see the colors?
I don't know,
I don't either.
but I know I can, and I like the colors.
yeah. I didn't know if they knew the
You know, that's
difference.
okay. You don't move if you
sorry.
like. I was just letting you know I was there. So, you know, there's been a big debate about whether or not they can see color, but oops, that's okay if he stepped off in front. Yeah, and he's thinking about putting his right hind, but I'm just going to see if I can invite his left
I really like
hind.
this right one. He's
And I have a feeling we're going to wind up with both hind feet on this pad. Almost. I just have to be a little quicker. Okay, there's the right hind foot on the pad. There we go. I just had to be a little, and so I'm just going to see if he would like me to reposition this pad so that this leg can be a little more underneath him. Oh, and that was really interesting. There was quite a twist in the front legs there, and he picked up the opposite foot. There's a lot of sway going on. Pair. So I'll just come back here, and she's already picked up her back foot.
Do you do the lateral because she had more of a lateral type walk, or?
I'm doing the lateral just because she gave me this right back foot.
All
And I'll just do that a couple times. Right? Before we go to a place that there might be some concern. And actually, she's seeking it.
Uh-huh.
She says, I want that pad. Now, it's a little bit out to the side. If you've ever played soccer,
Takes
you
a
know,
little
that
skill,
really,
yeah.
Yeah. So now I'm just going to come and I'm going to ask her to stand on this foot. So you just sit quiet. And I'm just going to shift her hindquarters over a little bit and just see. Very nice. And she just loaded straight onto it. And let her look. And she's not terribly interested, which is fine. And then I'm always really careful when I approach the rear end because, you know, I don't know the horse.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to take my hand down. And you can see she picked up her foot for me, but there's a lot of tension
Crampy.
in that leg.
Yeah, she's
Yep.
real crampy.
And so she needed to put it back down. And so I stay in close to her and just guide the foot to the slant. And if I need to, I'm just going to kick that slant into place. There we go. Repeat the same hind leg. I put the pad down. So this time she gives me her foot, right? Completely different response.
Yeah.
There we go. That isn't
He's very happy. He feels good. Yeah.
And he stepped back on it. But the nice thing about these slants is they're soft. So if they pop up, they're not going to do any harm. And they're about it. So that's one of the neat things about Surefoot for people is they learn to listen to their horse and to respond to what the horse shows them. So it's an offer as opposed to a demand.
Yes.
I offer the different pads to the horse and I let him choose. And he has the ability to say no. So when I have clients that have told me I have two 30-year-old horses that have stopped twisting their hocks after using Surefoot over a period of 2 years. And the owner doesn't know when it happened. He's terribly disturbed by anything. And just let him know I'm coming since he doesn't have sight on this side. And I'm going to just drop the pad on the ground and just quietly stroke down his leg and then just ask him to pick it up. And we'll just see what he does. And that's nice. Yeah, you can feel it comes up and goes down really quick. And so this is where
loses his balance.
Exactly. He doesn't want to step on me.
He doesn't, but he just slams it down because he's like, whoa.
Awesome. And he can left front.
Do you want me to come where he's more in the sunshine?
You're fine.
Okay.
It's all different angles. So there's our left front.
Good.
And our right hind. And he just repositioned the left hind. Yep. And he hit the. Clearly, it's easier for her to pick up the right hind if I put a pad under the left hind first.
Okay.
Okay.
So using the feedback that we learned last time.
Absolutely. Now she stepped forward, so that's all right. She's offering the. Wow, that was like super easy.
Very different.
She gave it to me.
She finally was soft. Yeah, she just
and she
picked
gave
it
me
up
the
like,
foot. There was no heaviness, no weight to it. She just said, here, just like this one, which is a little bit stiff.
Heavier, yeah.
And it's going back a little bit. That's okay. And then I'm picking the right front because it's a little further back and I think the left is in a better position.
Okay.
So there's, right, and we'll just see if yes. Okay. Gets pretty obvious, it's like,
Come
you
on,
want a
lady.
fourth pad? Yeah. Because if they don't, they won't pick up their foot.
Right.
Right? Or they'll step it back on the ground. So now you have to, but what's really nice is how she kept the weight. Now she stomped at a fly, no big deal. So I'll go help her with that pad. And you can feel, like we're nearly done, right? This will be probably the last thing we do with her.
This has been great.
But I'll start out with the pods in front and nothing behind. And we'll just see how that goes for him. So because he's taken to the pods pretty quickly, I'm going to drop the pod where the foot was, and then I'm just going to let the foot come down on the pod. And he stepped off. And I'll just offer that again. So I put the pod where the foot was, and then I think about positioning the toe of the foot at the third row of spikes. And he stepped back on it, which is totally fine. And that's actually a really nice load. He's right. Pods is how does the horse load through the column of his leg. So I really toss the pad down and then set his foot on it.
Or let's see if that's possible. It's been so long since I rode in a proper arena.
You can see the horse he was. You couldn't see it when you started.
Amazing, yeah. Good boy, Bugs. He was, wow. I'm hoping we can get back to that before we have a few more years for, right, Bugs? We might have 4 or 5 more years together. He's the only horse I was thinking about.
That left front, he always takes the leg back a little bit.
That is true. When you said that, I realized he stand like that a lot.
Yep. And there's a big toe slip right front. And then a heel slip. Just see.
Does it matter if the rider looks, we should look straight ahead while you're doing it?
Yeah, because if you start shifting your weight, it's
Yeah.
going to affect the horse.
Yeah.
See, in there, he let the leg be soft so I could position it. And there's a medial slip.
Well, that
big time
time I looked up,
yeah,
I
that
was
helped a
looking
lot.
slightly diagonal, and